Hi, my name is Larry Lammes, and welcome to the Boston, Maine Railroad. My railroad is built in 1957. I use 1957 because I kind of like the Minuteman paint job over the later blue. And I chose 57 also because the newer cars were out. There was some the new paint jobs out, but not many. My railroad room is about 20 feet by 27. It's in the loft of my house. Okay, the layout is built for operation. You can see the car card boxes around. The layout is basically 4 levels. Upper level is staging. That represents the eastern terminal of East Deerfield. The other end is Troy, New York. I modeled the west end of the Fitchburg Division, which is the main line from New York City up to Troy, Mechanicsville, and then from there it went to Boston and up to Portland. I chose that because it's more a rural area. I like the rural scenery. Okay. Now let's go see the trains. Right now the train is coming through Lansingburg. This is Fairmont Creamery. Fairmont Creamery gets switched out about once a day. And now we're going to come across Larkin Creek. We've got some canoers in Larkin Creek checking out the rapids. Now we're coming to the farm. This is a rough model of the farm I used to work on as a kid. The guy out in the field, bored out of his mind, is me as a 16-year-old kid, daydreaming, waiting for the day to go by so I can go on my date that night. Okay, the train is coming right into the peninsula right now. You can see the Troy staging below it. Coming into Johnsonville Yard. It's the major yard in the layout. Passing this tower right now and the yard office. Okay, coming to Johnsonville Yard again, like I said before. That's the depot. Johnsonville Yard has 7 classification tracks, a railroad departure track, and a main line with a passing siding. Train is now coming to Johnsonville Industrial District. This district has 21 spots for cars. So you can spend all day switching here if you choose to. You'll be operating as a layout in its own right. Now, as you can see, I use car cards and 4-sided waybills to route my cars around the layout. I have a pocket for each individual industry on the layout. So rather than having to sort through a bunch of cards for this many industries, what you do is pull the industry, or go to the pocket for the individual industry, and you've got all the cards and you know what you're going to do just for that little bit of searching. This scene right here depicts the difference between the other side of the tracks where Homer lives and the upper scale neighborhood behind. You can see that Homer is being arrested here. Officer Ludlow has come here with the record to repossess his car, and as he's assisting or talking to the officer, Homer is finishing his beer before it gets warm. Priorities, all priorities. All right, coming out of the cut, we're coming to Hoosick Junction. Now, Hoosick Junction is where the Rutland Railroad joins. Rutland Railroad has trackage rights on the Boston, Maine track all the way to Troy after they cut down the Chatham Division. Now, past the station, past the swamp, and the station across the creek, then we're going into a 6-loop helix. Now coming out of the helix, I have a short section about halfway up just for checking where the train is on the helix. Here the train is coming out of the tunnel, coming up from under Bennington. This is a major town on my layout. Several switching spots here. I have a separate branch just for Bennington. It comes off the Maine, so you can operate Bennington separately from and not mess up the Maine as you're switching it. This is actually coming out of the 6-turn helix, like I said before. All right, this is the other side of the town of Bennington. Obviously, it's under construction still. Okay, the train is now entering Petersburg Junction. Petersburg Junction has 3 set-out points, the major one being Allied Manufacturing. I got a team track over here, and I've got a grain farmer's feed over here. Also, at this point, the train comes in from, rolling train comes in from Berlin. Has trackage rights to Troy. This is the east end of Petersburg Junction. Coming out of Petersburg Junction, we go through the rural area, past the old mill, over the bridge. The track on the upper part that you see there on the bridge, that's just for reversing trains coming out of the staging, upper staging. The tunnel portal is part of a helix going up to the upper staging. This is just coming around the end of the peninsula right now and to the typical New England mountain country, past a dairy farm. Coming out of the end of the peninsula, we're coming into North Adams. North Adams is a small community, has 3 spurs, 4 industries to switch, and I'm heading into the helix going up to the upper level staging. Commuter station only. You can barely see the train coming out of the helix now, going into the upper level. This is staging area, 5-track staging. That little station up there, that's East River. It's commuter station only. Thank you for coming and looking at my layout. Feel free to stop in if you want. If you're down in Griffin area, I'm listed in the Piedmont Pilgrimage. You can see the booklet. You're welcome to come. Just give me a call ahead of time. And thank you for coming again.